Today we're going to be recreating a Mickey wreath with solely Dollar Tree items. So I picked up this selection of florals from the Dollar Tree, and I got tones in burgundy, mustard yellow, orange, and I picked up some fall leaves. I also picked up a pack of harvest leaves. It's for $1. And I also picked up 3 other different packs. These are burlap leaves. Each of these little bushels came in a pack. So it was $1, $2, $3. In addition to that, you're going to need a wreath form. It is 14 inches. I picked up this ribbon, which collected kind of like the same concept of colors as the leaves. So I wanted to add that. So I picked up 2 of these. You're going to need a Sharpie. They have them at the Dollar Tree. I had some leftover burlap. Also, they have burlap ribbon at the Dollar Tree. So this is not from the Dollar Tree, but they do have it. I just didn't need to buy any more. And then this is the only item I didn't get at the Dollar Tree. Truthfully, because when I bought this stuff, it had just come out and there was not, there were no pumpkins there yet. So I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, and this is a pumpkin that is $12.99, but with the discount you get it for about $7, and this one in particular is 7 by 9 inches, so this is going to be the perfect size for recreating this. You're also going to need some yellow paint. So the first step is to remove any tags from florals or anything like that. Remove everything from the bags. These usually come with tags attached. Just remove everything. And now start creating a pattern with the flowers. So do maybe a burgundy, a mustard yellow, some leaves, and some orange. So I'm gonna lay them all in the order that I want so that I can place them inside in that particular order. So let's get started. Now that I have all the flowers lined up, meaning I'm going to take them exactly in this order and start kind of placing them inside. So you can take out the petals and hot glue them, but I feel like it's just going to be a mess. So what you do is you just place it through and kind of loop the stem of the flowers along all of the wiring. So you're going to follow that pattern all around until all of the flowers have been inserted around the wreath form. So this is what it starts to look like once you start looping it, like I said, through the loops of the wreath. This is what it starts to look like. So you want to make sure that it's all bundled up together. You can see the back. You want to create volume. I like to put it in the outer loop so that it gives me room on the inside and it's not too tight in the middle, because that's where we're going to be placing the pumpkin. So you don't want it to be like overlapping too much. So just continue that pattern until you finish the entire wreath. Once your wreath is completely covered, you can go ahead and start kind of slipping in these little burlap leaves with the little stick. Kind of stick them in there to create a little bit of a burlap touch. Don't overdo it to where all you see is burlap, but stuff it in there enough so that you can get hints of burlap to complement the ribbon that we're going to add. Now that I've added the burlap leaves, and remember, some of them can stick out, give it volume, make sure that it's unpredictable. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pattern. You can have 2 orange next to each other, 2 red. The purpose is to create something different and unique. Now, any little empty spaces, you can start hot gluing fall leaves. Okay guys, so the next step is to kind of get your burlap ribbon and your ribbon and kind of just twirl it around and twirl it around and twirl it around so that you can create more volume and like kind of incorporate all the colors into one ribbon. So now that I have completed the actual wreath, you see this little empty space right here and the little stick sticking out? This is kind of like where everything fell, like all the stems. So now I'm gonna do a large bow using some of this ribbon and possibly the burlap. And then I'm going to see the sizing for the Mickey face in the center. So let's add a bow to the bottom. Now I'm gonna show you guys a little trick to do a very voluminous bow. So the first thing you're going to do is just get ribbon and roll it and roll it and roll it and then pinch it in the center. And now what you're going to do is using another piece of ribbon, so I'm going to use burlap, tie a knot in the center, and then you're going to start pulling the little loops off to the sides. So let me show you. So that's what I'm talking about. Now it doesn't look very promising now, but I usually cut the ribbon in the back off, but this is going to help me kind of adhere it to the wreath. So now you're just going to pull the little loops out of the bow to help you make it voluminous. So start pulling. Okay guys, so this is what the wreath looks like. I added a little burlap ribbon. I'm not loving it at all, but I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with it when I'm done. The next thing, we're gonna start taking our pumpkin. I placed it in the center to see if it was sufficient space, and it looks perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is with a black Sharpie, I'm gonna start drawing the Mickey Mouse detailing from the wreath. And then I'll add little Mickey ears from a headband that I have and paint those in orange. So that is how the pumpkin turned out. Listen, I'm very crafty. I'm very, I have a lot of talents, but art, like painting, is not one of them. So this is how the pumpkin turned out. I'm letting it dry. And now I'm going to grab a set of Mickey ears, cut them out, hot glue, and prepare to paint. Or maybe I should paint first, then hot glue. Yeah, I think that's the route I'll take. Okay guys, so that is how it turned out. The ears aren't my favorite. I've had better luck in the past. However, because I was dealing with fabric ears that were like black felted ears, it becomes very difficult to cover. My suggestion, cover in a complete layer of white paint so that it becomes hardened, and then you can add different shades of orange. Like I said, this is not my best year with the ears. However, I don't mind it terribly. Now when I add it to the center, I think it'll come out pretty fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember that when we hit 2,500 followers on Instagram at Tea Time with Aloha and Coco, we're going to have the ultimate Baby Yoda giveaway. Happy Halloween.